Good afternoon, everybody. Bobby Cleveland here, Executive Director of Oklahoma Correctional Professionals, along with State Representative J.J. Humphrey and candidate for Lieutenant Governor.
Right, Bob.
J.J.,
Been
so
running
tell
all
me,
over the state.
every week we do this. Every Friday we say, "Hey, this is just getting worse." I say no improvement, and I see it getting worse. Now, what's your assessment?
Bob, how long have we been doing this? 4 years or so,
Yeah, yeah,
probably. That's pretty steady. We talk about it when we first started. Well, are we going to have anything to talk about this week? Will we have anything to talk about? Bob, the problem is not having something to talk about. The problem is keeping up with everything there is to talk about,
yeah.
trying to get it all in this hour in a way that we keep people informed. So, Bob, I would tell you, just kind of building up what you said about things getting worse.
Okay.
I want to read. I want to read you something, Bob. I read everybody now. Everybody out there, see if you can guess where this is at. See if you can guess where this is at. We've gotten so low on officers that we are now regularly having officers posted to two posts that have been uh, maintained and that were forced to be manned. There is very uh, there is very and has been very little done to improve this. They really haven't hired anyone in 2 years. They've had a couple of old officers return and leave. Had a few transfer do the same. We're supposed to be on a 4 to 3 off schedule, yet we are working 5 or 6 days a week. Well, I'm pretty sure Oklahoma City thinks we're doing the 4 to 3. We end up having 3 to 4 officers on shift and 2 to 3 lieutenants working post. It's bare minimum officers or less all the time. People are leaving more and more. We are having like 13 to 14 officers for night shift, not including officers' weekends, sick leave, hospital runs, etc. Taking any leave is off the table. I'm maxed out on annual. We are ungodly short on staffing. It is unsafe. It's overwhelming. It's definitely affecting my mental health, well being. Is there anything at all that can be done to get these activity to get them to actively recruit officers? Chief has said they can do no more TDY officers to help because other facilities are asking for help. Yet uh, he yet he should be requesting to at least stop them from asking us. We can't staff our own shifts, much less help other facilities going to almost everyday shift. Supervisor will also be the yard officer, SHU2, will also be perimeter and sometimes A and B unit are one officer. It's bad. I'm at the point that I'm ready to go. They talk a little bit privately amongst, there's been no discipline for HR or administrating, letting the numbers just getting to nothing without even trying to fix it. Our SMU is broke all to hell. Many key locks don't work. The doors and lights, computers don't work. Only one slider on the front function, VA key. If someone doesn't,
I know who it is, JJ. Go ahead. I know. Let me give you who it is. Go ahead. I got it.
uh, if someone doesn't lean on them to hire help, something is going to get someone hurt or killed. That is going to be the officers left running 2 to 3 units every day. This can't be legal. We need help. I'm pretty sure the administration isn't telling Oklahoma City that we need help, how bad of positions we're in. Now, Bob, tell me what facility you think that is.
JJ, I know exactly what facility, which one it is,
I do
just by hearing what you read. I mean, just by listening to what you read.
every facility, Bob.
That's right. That's JJ. That's what I was going to say. It's every facility. What?
I knew exactly
I
what
mean,
you.
how could you figure out what facility is not having that problem? They're all having that problem.
Bob,
That's why we're having so many deaths in the prisons.
And
We got to be leading the nation in death.
we got to be. Hey, you know what? I heard, Bob, I heard that Harpe is now finally, after 3 years, he's starting to visit all these prisons.
He takes a little entourage with him, though.
I heard, in fact, they need to get him like a. You remember how the Scooby Doo had that mystery van? How they had their old van decorated on. Harpe needs to get him like a van, you know, the DOC van. Get his crew, man, and get him some music or something, get some drinks or whatever. I mean, he likes high roll. I mean, he needs to get him some because he can't go down there. Bob, if I was him, I would show up by myself. I would walk in that facility. I would say, I don't want the warden or nobody over here. I want to walk down here. I want to talk to people on my own. I want free range. Guess what? He ain't going to do that. He's going to take 10 or 12 people. He's going to call them before he comes. He's going to give them way advance notice so that they can get everything cleaned up. They can bring in some extra staff and have people work another shift over and stay while he's here. So it looks like that the facility is well manned and big old fat, nasty, put on lie. And again, there's no way that Harpe can be that stupid and not know what's going on in prison. He's either got to be just completely, you know what, Bob, there's just no way he can be so stupid not to know people are dead, not to see the numbers on his officers. I mean, you would have to be a complete moron to know you are not devastated right now. Your whole facility, your whole department is devastated.
Well, JJ, you look at the number of suicides. I never remember having these many suicides.
Well, Bob, why do you think that all of the suicides are going on? I mean, what are you hearing?
Well, I'm here because they're so short of staff. They don't get these guys are getting beat up all the time by certain gangs. But you know that's probably the biggest thing I hear more than anything. The inmates are scared just like the officers are.
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing they're being beat, robbed, extorted, threatened, stabbed. You know that they just get to the point of, hey, I'm taking my own life.
Yeah, but when you're short of staff, you cannot be everywhere. You can't be going down through there and looking around because they usually have you doing 3 or 4 different jobs.
Well, Bob, another thing that we don't talk enough about, I think I mentioned it on one of these podcasts, but Bob, they don't have. I'm told they don't have anybody in case management at Harpe. So at Joseph Harpe, I'm told they don't have anybody in case management. Now, Bob, you got to keep up with these discharge dates, you know, the pro dates, all these dates that require, you're supposed to audit to make sure discharge dates aren't wrong. You know, you got your time, you got discipline. If you don't have case managers, how are they keeping up with all that?
JJ, I'm going to read you their statement. ODOC's mission statement: to build a stronger Oklahoma by transforming lives in a safe, rehabilitative, and compassionate environment. Now, JJ, is there anything about this statement that's true?
Bob, the only truth is it makes a good cup holder. Okay.
But they can come out with these real fancy statements, but they're not doing it.
Well, transforming lives in a safe. Bob, this has been the most unsafe, whether you're talking about, Bob, I just got a report today, not yesterday, not today. And today ain't over. I mean, we're only 12 o'clock. We're high noon. Today, they've had 2 officers assaulted, okay, in 2 separate prisons, is my understanding, okay? The thing about it is, it's not safe for officers. It's not safe for staff. It's certainly not safe for inmates. And you're going to claim we're going to transform lives in a safe, rehabilitative. What in the world are they doing that's rehabilitative? Man, they're killing folk is what they're doing.
Well, people's dying. I don't understand. I can see the drugs overdose, people dying from drugs overdose, but the suicides is out of control.
Bob, I just got off.
But JJ, though, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but
No, you're good.
an inmate, he's there to try to get corrected, get it a different way, get a different light, and understand what he's got to do to get back in society. And some of them are there for punishment, but there's more there to try to get a better life. But we're killing them.
Well, Bob, they don't go there with a plan. I need a better life. That's up to us. That's what rehabilitative is all about. You got to make these people who have been, a lot of these people were born, and you just got to. I'm blessed. You're blessed that we were raised in families that, we didn't have to go through some of the things. I've seen people that, man, if their mindset was, I'm gonna steal that before you steal it from me. Whatever I've got to do to survive, that's it. They were raised without any kind of moral compass. Some people get on drugs. It's our place. That's what prison's supposed to do, is provide them the tools to get back out in the community. You tell me one thing they're doing to provide those tools.
Well, they dropped the classes. They don't have near what they used to have.
We used to have care. We used to have.
They don't have the money.
They don't have the ability. They don't have the funds, and they don't have the staff to do these things. And the question is, Bob, where's the money going? Where is the money going? Because we've got a larger budget we've ever had. Where's the money going? And again, rehabilitative. We used to have all kinds of technology centers, and they've done, programs. And guess what? You're 66% less likely to return to prison. Recidivism rate drops. It's 66 less likely to come back to prison if you have a livable wage skill. Okay.
Now, I talked to a guy that I've known probably since he's been in prison. I just happened to meet him. But he served 15 years. And he told me, I met with him for breakfast on the day the day after he got out. He told me that I asked him about drugs, how it was. He said, I've never seen it so dangerous for everybody out there. I've never seen so much drugs coming into the facility. And he said, it's just rampant. And the phones, everybody's got a phone. And sometimes I guess there's been points that they don't even take the phone away from you.
Well, Bob, that's what I'm saying. If you think that's a safe environment, that's the most unsafe I've ever seen it in my life. And yet they go out and tell a big.
Well, that's what a 15-year guy in prison said. Exactly. But one thing about it, it took something that made work for him is welding. He took a welding class, had a job right away.
Well, and think about our friend that got the hairdressing class. And again, these are people that are getting jobs when they get out. And guess what? They're more likely not to come back. Our friend that's in another state that got in hairdressing and now it's working, now giving back. Not only is she working.
That's probably one of the best well-run organization they have out there at the prison is that women. Because they can't get in trouble or be in trouble to get in there, and they can't get in trouble at all to stay in there.
Well,
but they're learning so much.
But here's the deal, Bob. If we see something is working, why don't we take those same basic principles and do the same thing with men's programs and why is it that we're not seeing a man's barber program in there or something? Why?
He's more interested in making these good statements to make it sound good.
Well, that's it.
To follow up on it. I'm asking you a very serious question. Do you see anything about this statement that's true?
Bob, the biggest lie, compassionate. Bob, I just got off the phone. It's no joke. I just got off the phone, talked to a lawyer this morning, probably a good hour. And this lawyer, he mainly handles cases like this out of DOC. He talked about going to every prison, that he has to go to every prison. He said every prison, not one, every prison is like third world country stuff. He said, you talk to them and they just tell you, hey, how crazy. He talked about one guy said, He's down there the other day. He said, you know what's crazy? He said, what's that? And he said, we watched a guy get stabbed 43 times. And he said, now anybody else would think, man, golly, this guy got stabbed 43 times. And man, you would just be back going, wow, that's incredible. That's sick. He said, you know what this guy thinks? You know what he told this guy? He said, no, this is the way you get programmed to think. You don't think nothing about him getting stabbed 43 times. You go, hey, we better go get some ice. We better hurry up and go get ice because we're going on lockdown. We better get everything set up because that's what they think. 43 stabs, that happens all the time. We better get some ice because we're going to get locked down. Now, that's the way they think. I mean, when you get so used to, so desensitized by somebody getting stabbed 43 times that it's no big deal, no thing, what it tells you is go get ready to get locked down. That's insane that you're getting so prepped on how they handle these kind of deals because it's every day. And now he was talking about a medical person. So he had a guy that he's on death, or he's in there for murder. But we passed a deal called medical parole for those guys that are incapacitated. Why we leave them in prison? They're not going to do anything. They're bedfast. But he was talking about the medical treatment, and the reason he is bedfast is because he did not get proper medical treatment. And he was talking about how many people that cannot get broken jaws, can't get treated, can't get it looked at, broken hands, can't get them looked at, And again, for them to sit back and say compassion, these suckers can't even pronounce the word. I don't know how they even manage spelling, They have zero. Harpe has zero compassion when he will let rapes continue.
As Stitt says, he's changed it out there, changed the whole thing.
Yeah,
all he knows is he shows him these things he's written up here and how good it sounds. And he's changing, making things good.
Well, Stitt don't know what he's talking about. Stitt has zero clue. Again, somebody can write. I can write that I'm beautiful and 6 foot tall. Don't make it so. I can write it up and I can talk about how gorgeous I am. Don't make it so. Although that may have been a bad example, Bob. I am kind of pretty. I'm a little pretty. Look there, But he's what's the old saying? Putting lipstick on a pig. Harpe good. Harpe is wonderful at putting lipstick on a pig. Harpe can do some things, Bob. There is no question that Harpe has shut down information and he has controlled information. He scared the bejeebies out of all the employees because none of them, they're all scared to talk.
Well, you know what I understand now, what they do is since they got the cameras, they don't use the cameras. The wardens do not use the cameras for the help, to help the officer if something happens, anything they got something to back up. They go and listen to what's being said, what's going on. And they sat back in their office and just watched the camera. That was not what they said it would happen. Exactly what happened.
That was one of the things that they said was not going to happen, that they were not going to do that we were not going to use those cameras to, hold against employees and all that. And now if the employee says something bad, or like on these counts, what's going on with the counts, trying to fire people. Bob, I will tell you this. I'm hearing more. I don't know if it's true, but man, if the number of people who are quitting and getting fired that I'm hearing is true, wow. I mean, because we're already shorthanded. I just read that. But what I'm hearing is people are walking away.
Well, JJ, we win 99% of the cases that come before us. The people have gotten fired. They didn't do it right. They're not following their own policy. But we're winning. But what are we winning? They just appeal and they appeal and they appeal and they appeal. Because you know why, JJ? You know why they do that? It's not their money.
Right.
They're using the state's money and wasting it. That's where this money's going. They're wasting it.
Well, and Bob, they're arrogant. They're arrogant and they don't want to admit their fault. You know what I'm saying? Instead of, if that was me and I'm sitting on top, if I'm sitting up there in Harpe's place and I got 30 or 40 cases, I'm gonna be looking at those. Harpe, let me show you how to run your business, okay? Pay attention. Pull your head out of go get your winch, pull your head out of your own rectum, and start looking at how many people have lost their jobs, how many lawsuits you got on you, and start looking into them yourself and start seeing that you're losing.
Cost. They've had to hire. I think they got 6 lawyers.
Yeah, but here's the deal, Bob. If you're the director, and you had any sense at all, you would pay attention. If your number one problem is what, Bob?
People.
Staff shortage, especially correctional officer shortage. That is your number one, Stephen Harpe, number one. I don't care how dense you are, you got to know that. Number one problem. Okay, so when we start seeing people leave or people be fired, and we already have our number one problem is a lack of people, then what you do is you start looking at why. Why are these people leaving? Why are they getting in trouble?
JJ, we got vendor day coming up, okay? Vendor day. Now, does that make sense? Because DOC is telling officers who want to join OCP, oh, you can't do that anymore. You can't join anymore. We won't take it out of your paycheck. We're telling them that. Then they're saying, you can't go and show up and ask questions at OCP. They'll get you for that. They got them scared to death. But yet they want to have vendor day like they're really doing something to.
Yeah, last time I went to vendor day, Bob, they stuck me in a room. You know what I'm saying? I could have played ping pong or something by myself. I guess there's. I mean, it was worthless because we're having vendor day. Yeah, get off over here, and you might get to see one person come in here and visit you.
Well, when they're going around telling the officers or anybody, nurses, etc., that you can't join OCP because we no longer take money out of your paycheck like that, so you can't join.
You're not going to.
Or you're saying, well, OCP is gone; they're not existing anymore.
Or if you talk to JJ and Bob, you know how many people I've had tell me, but will not come out publicly, but they will tell me. If you talk to JJ or if you talk to Bob, you'd be fired. Now I've had people say that hey man, they make it clear y'all are off limits. Nobody talk to you. If they, Bob, I laughed. I've known no boy for practically my entire life. I mean, my entire life. I helped him get, and he can deny it. He can say whatever he wants. I helped him get to the position he's at. I talked to them. They did not.
I remember that.
You were in there. I mean, you were in there when I talked to them. They wanted to hire somebody else, and I was like, nope. And what was funny, that old boy talked on Crow. He's the one called me and said, hey, would you help get Crow hired? And again, I like Crow, but Crow in the past I'd had some things that he was over that was kind of screwed me. But I went ahead because this guy asked me, went and helped him. I called in and got him help, got him the position that he has now. And I guarantee you, I saw him in a store the other day, walked in, just kind of went, hey, got it. And I'd just given a legislator his number. And I said, hey, you going to get a call from the legislator? And I went back there to get a cup of coffee. And I'm telling you, that guy got out like he was on fire. Never talked to me, never said a word to me.
Scared.
Yeah, well, I ain't never been that scared of nobody. You know what I'm saying, Bob? Just don't want to talk to me. Too much trouble. Too much. You know what I'm saying? Boot out the door. Now, again, he may dislike me. I don't know, but I just laugh because I helped him get where he's at, and there's no question.
You talk about where their money's going. Well, I think they got six lawyers now. Then they're paying $500 to that one law firm. So they're probably paying, several $100,000 to them. So that's something that they don't need to be doing if they just run their
right. They're paying it for nothing, and they know they're paying it for nothing. They lost in their own court. They set that court up themselves so that they could beat OCP and other agencies like that. They set it up to where you can't bring witnesses. But what they did where they messed up, they actually got some decent judges. And these judges are demanding to see stuff or are saying you ain't got any evidence. They're losing. They appeal. Now, here's what's funny, Bob. They ain't appealing on the case. They're appealing on, did that judge do something correct? Or the only one that we've had to go back on, my understanding, is when they didn't tape it. And both sides agreed, we're fine, no tape. And then DLC come in. Oh, we didn't get tape. We want that. I told them, stick it. You signed an agreement. But they had them go back and redo that. That's the only one where they found, well, the court. And Bob, that's what they're doing. They're not going in and appealing on, well, this case is bad. They're appealing on, was the process done right? And guess what? They're losing the appeal. They're losing the appeals. They're losing the appeals. And they're sunk. I mean, how much money are they sinking in? You know.
Well, they're trying to break OCP. One of the things they're trying to do. And another thing they're trying to do is get rid of all these employees that's got 15 to 20 years.
Oh, I'm
they're going to be retired, paying that money, but they're also wanting, they can get rid of them and hire somebody that, but with a lot less money. So they don't care. They don't understand how that affects the guy's family life. You know, his wife, his kids, because
they don't care, Bob.
A few reasons right there why they're firing people.
Bob, I was sitting here trying to find, have you seen where they're doing a shakeup on, on hiring everybody and or moving everybody, like they moved the deputy warden. Now, riddle me this, Bob. Riddle me this. They take the deputy warden at Allen Gamble. Now, Allen Gamble, in my opinion, is the worst prison that they got right now.
Well, they got more deaths per inmate.
There ain't no question. Allen Gamble, I would say right now, is the top worst prison in the state of Oklahoma. Okay, they win top prize. Now they're going to take the deputy warden of the worst run prison in Oklahoma and move him to the top administration. Now, anybody normally says, okay, it's a process. You know, you start here. Deputy warden goes to warden. Warden goes to this position. But they're going to bounce this guy out of down here and move him all the way up here. Why? Because he's running the worst run prison. Then they're going to take the guy that is over at Harpe, who
I don't think he was at Allen Gamble.
Do what?
I don't believe the person you're talking about was at Allen Gamble when he got transferred.
Well, he's deputy warden at Allen Gamble.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I'm pretty certain, Bob. I'm trying to. I found it. We'll find out. We'll see if we're true, Bob. Okay. Bo Reynolds, deputy warden at Allen Gamble Correctional Center.
Oh, wow.
To administration of institutional operations. Now, again,
that's like Tommy Sharp.
Yeah, Tommy Sharp, administrator of assistant operations, will now serve as the interim warden at JHCC. So he's going to Harpe, and Bo is going to his position. Now, what happened? How do you do all that? That makes absolutely.
I guess the more people that get killed in your prison, the more, according to their assessment, that's good. And we got less inmates.
David Rogers, who was at JHCC, and if you listen to the employees, David Rogers run off everybody. Bob used to. Joseph Harpe always had a reputation, nothing happening. It was kind of
they did a good job.
Almost your nursing home of facilities. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of your retirement facility. You know, all your older, they kept the sex offenders down there, but they just always had no problem. Guess what? One of the deaths that we talked about today was at Joseph Harpe. How many deaths have we had at Joseph Harpe here lately? I mean, bukus of deaths at Joseph Harpe. And again, this guy runs everybody off. We don't have case managers at Joseph Harpe. We have people leaving. We have more deaths. Oh, let's put him over the biggest facility there are that already has massive problems. Let's move him out there because he's done such a hell of a good job where he's at. You know, Bob, and again, I don't know this guy. I'm not mad at this guy. I'm not mad at Bo. Bo Reynolds, it's okay. I mean, you know
Well,
what?
I just know his reputation back in the days when he was at Lark that was really very good, and he's a
I
friend of
know
a friend
people.
of mine.
Oh, I
And
know people who speak highly of Bo. I mean, but now I know a lot of other that don't. But I know people who speak
but
highly
what
of.
you're getting at is not normal for a deputy warden to go up and be over the warden, over the other wardens.
Not just over everybody, yes. And you coming from deputy, and the other part is the facility that you're at is a nightmare. I mean, I'm not mad at him. I'm just telling the fact. You know, Bob, if you say I'm short, I'm not gonna get mad. You know why? Because I'm short. If you say I ain't got hair, guess what? Although it is growing back, Bob. I want
Oh,
you
I see it. Yeah,
it's
it's just
growing back.
growing right.
My hair's
Right,
growing, Bob. I'm
that's a
going
big
through
old
a
spot up
second
there.
stage or something.
It's
But
got.
here's
I think
the
I've
deal.
seen 3 hairs.
No, Bob. I actually got look at that boy. I
Oh,
mean,
there's 4.
it's a but
4.
but here's the deal, Bob. Reality is reality. You got more people being killed, all kinds of problems at Allen Gamble. We know that, and guess what? That's who we're promoting. And
Now,
then
which one was it? If you remind me again, which one was it had the shower deal?
that was Great Plains. But
Holdenville?
guess what? Bo was there when that happened. That
Is
was
that
Bo's.
Holdenville
Yeah,
or
no, that's Hinton. Great
Hinton?
Plains,
Hinton.
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 But Bo was there when that happened, Bob. And
Yeah.
so again, that's the stuff I'm talking about. I'm not mad at him. I know people who think that he's a good guy. I was told he's pretty tough. I was told that he would get amongst them. You know what I'm saying? I was told that he can handle himself pretty good. So there's some good things that I'll say about him. I know people who work with him really speak highly of him. You know, so again, I'm not downing him. I'm just saying where he has been, there has been massive problems, and I'm saying he's a deputy warden. So if you've had massive problems as a deputy warden, how do I bounce you to the top position over everybody or one of the
Well,
top?
it looks like to me that since you've had the most people killed in your prison are suicides or drug overdose, then oh boy, you're going to get promoted.
Well, and now here we have another move. We got Donald Thurman, who was chief of security at Allen Gamble. It's going to OSP. Now, I will tell you this OSP's got nightmare problems going on right now. So you are the chief where you're having most problems. OSP is now becoming a major problem. You're hearing major problems out of OSP. Now we're going to run the guy over there that didn't do anything at Allen Gamble to change it, but we're going to send him over there. Let's see who we got. Alexander Hammer from NFCC and JHCC. NFCC they ain't even there anymore. Norfolk will become the chief security at Red Rock. I don't know anything about him, so I can't really speak to that. Let's see. Scott Tinsley, warden at Mabel Bassett, will be transferred to Dick Connors Correctional Center. And again, I hadn't heard. I mean, there's been some problems at Mabel Bassett, but Bob, there are problems everywhere. But you know what I'm saying? These are.
Well, I know there's problems, and a lot of the problems, certainly would blame on the warden. It's administration has created the problems.
Oh yeah. They got. I agree. I mean, the administration is a problem, big time. But Bob, they've also had. So you had the medical director, in my understanding, is leaving. You had Deborah Blackwell that's leaving. I was told that you had 11 or so people at Jackie Brandon possibly leaving, 3 at OSP. I was told that Allen Gamble had 10 to 5 to 10 people either fired or leaving. So that's just, I mean, not August, that really was in July. But in the month of July, all of that happened. Bob, I mean, wow, what's going on with this department when you're that shorthanded, and that is going on, that tells you real problems. And then,
Hey, what did they do in the prisons when back in the days? Let's just go back 3 years, 4 years, What did they do when you as a representative called out there? Hey, I'd like to come visit your prison. Well, you can come here in another 2 weeks. Give me 2 weeks. You come
Come
here.
on. No,
What,
I could show up. Bob, when I
what are
first
they doing? What are they doing?
Bob, when I first got hired, and again, even while under Director Crow, so we're talking about right before Stephen Harpe, I could show up at any prison and I would get royal treatment. I mean, I
Okay.
get the royal
Yeah.
treatment. Hey,
That's
come
what it
on
used to
in.
be.
You want a tour? Warden. Generally, the warden would come over and see me or come to my office. You
Well,
want
let's
to go
just
out
say,
there?
for example, the governor is going to come to your prison. What do you do to get ready for that governor?
Oh
You
yeah.
bring people up from night shift to day shift to make it look like you got more
Oh,
people.
absolutely.
It's the same thing we're doing now with Harpe, and I guess he's too dadgum. I didn't understand.
Bob, one of the most impressive things that I saw, I was down on death row before a warden became warden. It was nasty. The paint was peeled. It was nasty. It just looked terrible. Remember when we went down there? You remember going down there to see O'Glossop? You remember that, how bad it was, looked bad? I go back, I'll just say the warden, old Jim Ferris, became warden. And I went back in there, and man, I'm telling you, and we were doing another little tour deal, and I was like, Jim, I said, man, it's impressive. I know you know we were coming today, but you couldn't have changed this that much. I mean, it's impressive. And he told me, he said, JJ, I want you to come back one day. I want you to come by yourself unannounced, and you come in here. Well, I ended up going on a visit that I didn't say nobody, just went in there. Guess what? He told me, he said, it looked like this every day. It won't matter whether you're coming or not. It looked like
I'll say what I've learned about Jim Ferris. He's hard to get along with.
But he's
But
like me.
I would say he's probably one of the best wardens out there.
Well, me and Jim don't agree on everything, and we're probably cut from about the same mold. We're both hard to get along with. But and that's what I'm saying. Like Bo Reynolds, I'm not trying to down him. I mean, he's got a tough job. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to say, look where it's been, and things ain't changed. Now, I can go back and tell you, hey, this guy right here, you may like him, may not, but I'm gonna tell you something. Let him go into a prison and change it. I can name you other people that were like that. I can tell you there are people like it. And Harpe doesn't know enough about corrections to be able to walk into a place and to look at that kind of stuff. Go down there and look. Is there mold? Harpe, you got mold. I got pictures. Man, you got mold, black mold on your dadgum showers and all your bathrooms. You got all kinds of inmates sitting there. Give them a little bit of bleach and a brush. Tell them to clean the damn thing up. That's sickening, and it causes sickness. Clean it up. I mean, how hard is that? That ain't hard. You got a whole building full of people to go to work, and get them out there cleaning their bunks and all that. Again, that's what you do. Mop that floor, shine that floor. Everybody's going to get, and you make it to where people want to do that. You encourage them to do it.
Have you heard they're going to turn OSP into a mental?
Now I heard Red Rock that they're going to do Red Rock.
I mean Lawton. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, they already did, Bob. I mean, here's the deal. That's what we were saying before. He went and dumped 1,800 people down there that are mental. So they're saying, "Oh, we're going to do it." Bull crap! You ain't going to do it. You did it while nobody was watching. I was screaming off over in the sidelines. Y'all look what he's doing. This is what he's doing. He's already done it. Now he's kind of mopping up and getting some more, pulling some out of OSR and all of those, mopping up a little bit. But yeah, he's already done that, Bob. I mean, it's looking like. And again, do you have the facility? Do you have the right people? Do you have the doctors, psychologists? Hey, Bob. Speaking of psychologists, I got to know something. Y'all, leave my chair almost broke, Bob. Boy, son, I about got bucked out of there. Hey, have you heard about the psychologist that now this
it doesn't make sense. I mean, I'd like to confirm it, but it's
well, I ain't gonna say it's true, but hey, you guys listening, Harpe, hey, write me and Bob a letter. Write me and Bob a letter and tell us if this is true. Just all you got to write one word: true, true, or false. Okay, but did actually at Allen Gamble, the psychologist, stab a person with a syringe and then hold 3 or 4 nurses hostage? Now, this is what I heard, Bob. I even got a name on the psychologist. So, I mean, it who knows? But again, you know what I was told, Bob?
Didn't she stab somebody with a syringe or
That's
something
what
like
I was
that?
told. Stabbed somebody with the syringe, held them hostage, and I'm told she's back to work.
Well, if you take a look at who they did have a psychologist, and they fired her for no reason, so that works the same. I mean, it works the same way because it just.
I guess she's helping people. I guess if you're crazy, you can recognize crazy in somebody else. I don't know. Maybe that's what's. Maybe they're saying she's well qualified or something. I had no idea. Can you imagine, Bob? How do you keep that quiet? If that is true, and we want to say, we're saying if that is true. Now, the reason we have to say that, we remind people all the time, Harpe, listen up. The reason we report stuff and we have to say, is it true? Maybe it's true. We heard this. It's because you violate the law and you keep quiet. You have managed to conceal every piece of information that is not. You act like you're the CIA. You're some very, very important, driving around in a van with a whole host of people running with you to go tour the little facilities that you wouldn't know if something's wrong if it jumped up and bit you in the ass. You wouldn't know. You wouldn't know. You don't know nothing about prison, but you managed to keep that quiet. You have done a good job. He has done, and he's great on word salads that mean nothing. Word salads that mean absolutely compassion when you're the least compassionate, rehabilitated when you drop no, absolutely no, safe when it's the most unsafe environment. Everything, you're Democrat. That's what you are. You're a Democrat. Everything you say, right the opposite, Bob. Let me get on.
Well, JJ, I have to just say I correct you a little bit because I don't think that you need to be calling somebody some dirty names like that.
What name did I call him, Bob?
You call him a Democrat.
Oh, a Democrat. Yeah, that's bad. But Bob, he called us an ass, so I guess we're okay. Well, he actually said assholes. I think it's what he called.
Well, we got some bad Republicans too.
Publicly, he said that, Bob. So but
you know what? We got guys that's running for office there at head office, running for an office, who gave money to the Democrats, gave money to the Democrat Party, not just to the deal. They gave money to the Democrat Party and money to Biden, and now they're saying they're a Republican.
Right. Well, people need to wake up and they need to start getting involved and checking what people are. Just like this, Bob, anybody can claim, anybody can say, but anybody in the Department of Corrections, anybody, I have not talked to one person in the Department of Corrections that would say that's true. And guess what? The governor has not tried to talk to people outside of, because anybody you talk to would say this right here is the biggest lie, biggest joke ever told. Compassion, safe, transforming lives. Yeah, you're transforming lives. You're killing them. They got traumatic.
And the women in prison, it looks like he's making more hookers over there.
I'm going to tell you something, Bob. It is unbelievable. I've never seen anything quite like this ever in my life. And again, that's why people ought to join. They need to join OCP. And I know y'all scared of it. Hey, guys, if they threaten you, contact us. If you can prove they can threaten you, even better. If the HR wouldn't let you sign up, contact us, even better. If you know people are being killed, Bob, people are being killed and they're covering it up.
Well, it's funny that they have vendor day, and you're going to come to vendor day, and they give you all the choices and times and things of that nature. And yet, then they go tell people, don't you go see that vendor.
Well, Bob, Hey, something else we haven't talked about. What about all of the facilities? You know, the guy said it in there that are no air conditioners. I'm getting called on no air conditioners. They don't have air conditioners in these, and they had them. I was told they have air conditioners sitting out there at another facility, been sitting there forever, just
But I had
sitting
some
there.
there at Pauls Valley, I know at one time.
Yeah, just sitting there, and they got all these places with these people, especially in them 8-man
Well,
cells.
JJ, I don't think they have the maintenance people to do anything.
Bob, we talked about that a couple of weeks ago. How they're having and I got another call on that. How they're having these people sign off on false reports, lying, fraudulently. And guys, listen. If you're in maintenance, listen to me. If something happens and a line blows, or somebody gets sick, or they have some kind of problem, guess what? It's going to come back on you. And if you think that department's going to back you, oh yeah, we told him sign it, it's our fault. No, they're going to hang you out to dry, and you're going to be on a felony, and then you're going to be responsible for whatever happened. You better make sure that if you are observing that job, that you're there and you're not falsifying paperwork. You can't falsify the paperwork. And again, Bob, I can't stress that enough. And I will tell you this, Bob, what that guy said about working double shifts and double posts and all that, guys, if I was you, I would start documenting. I would write to the department. I would write every day. I think I'd have a little note already pre-made. As your humble servant, I will work all the posts. I will work all the positions you tell me. However, I do want to make you aware that you have me working double post, and I can't be held responsible for.
Well, you know what, JJ, though, I feel sorry for those guys. They're violating the law every single day.
Sure,
Every single day they violate the law. But making these people work sometimes 20 hours a day and more.
Well, Bob, they're violating fair labor standards. They're violating that bill you put in. They're violating the fact that they're supposed to have by their own policy. And what they do, Bob, if they have post orders that say, hey, you got to have 2 officers here and 2 officers here, that's what you got to have. They got 1 officer. Guess what they go do?
They go change it.
Change post orders and say, no, 1 guy can work all this. You know, 1 guy can work all this. And then Bob, this is what's funny. Your director runs around and talks about AI, goes all over the country like he's some expert in AI and he's some expert in corrections. Now, Bob, if you're going to take AI and apply it to corrections, you know what you need to have?
What?
Some knowledge of corrections.
Oh.
If you're going to design something, you can know all there is to know about AI, but if you don't know how to apply AI to corrections, you don't know anything about corrections, this boy don't know nothing. And Bob, he hadn't tried, he's had 3 years to learn it. He has not tried to learn it. He's went around, got him a lovely uniform, got him some 5 stars, went over and spent a hell of a bunch of money. I got to quit cussing, Bob. I got to quit cussing. It makes me mad. But Bob, he spent a bunch of money on it.
I don't think he's been to all the prisons. And he's been there 3 years or 4 years that he's been to all the prisons.
Bob, I was told he never been in Lawton, and they just spent $312 million and never went in Lawton. I was told that, and I'll pretty much take it to bank. And I went out publicly, and in fact, I went out in front of the legislators and called him out. I was like, hey, y'all are fixing to spend money on a facility that the head guy who's over telling y'all whether to buy this ain't never, he wouldn't set a foot in it. And if he did, he wouldn't know what he was looking at anyway. And yet, here we are. We bought a prison. And now here we go again. We done seen what Allen Gamble was. Here we go again. And again, Bob, if you look at the first 2 days, go just look at the ambulance runs they had on first 2 days. Well, not first 2 days. Second, third day. Go look at the ambulance runs.
Well, in our Bible study the other day, Wednesday, it's talked about a pastor talked like just be nicer to people and give them the verses in the Bible where you do. But he said the bottom line is just be nice. treat people nice, and that's what the Bible is all about. And so, I try not to criticize him or talk bad about him, but he's bad. So I don't know if what I'm saying is wrong compared to the Bible,
Bob,
but
here's the thing. The Bible says that how is that a friend that beware of a friend with flowery words, and that to approve, I think that your friend is a person who carries a sharp stick, and what he's talking about. If I come to you and say, Bob, oh man, everything's good, you're perfect. No, if you got a problem, Bob, you do it to me all the time. JJ, this is wrong. JJ, you're doing this wrong. I don't take that. You know what I'm saying? I take that as you being my friend and trying to correct me and help me and make me do better. Okay, I may not listen to you, Bob, but I do take that. I do take that, but that's what I see. But everybody's telling Harpe, oh, you're so good. Oh, you're going all over. And nobody's saying, dude, you have got more deaths, more rape, more extortion. You don't have any employees. People are leaving. Guess what?
I've told guys they keep carrying their shanks around in the open.
Bob, they got more phones, more dope. Ask anybody in there. Let an inmate get out, come talk to you. Every one of them, what they all lying, they all telling the same lie. What they get together on the day they got out and come up with the same lie to come tell you. I mean, get one out of Dick Connors, get one out of Alan Gamble, get one out of OSP, get one out of Howard McLeod, and guess what? Every one of them will tell you the same exact thing. Talk to officers in any of those. What we read when we first started, Bob, guess what? That could be any. I will guarantee you nobody could just guess because it could be any.
No, it could be any prison. I don't care whether it's minimum or whatever it is. It could be any of them.
Well,
because I've gotten the same thing before from different prisons, and they're all match up to being about the same problem. Short-handed, lying.
When you get to that, what you're going to start seeing now, you're going to have real issues on having medical runs, transportations, all of those things are going to become even a greater nightmare because your skeleton staff. And now to pull somebody off on a medical. So the more people you get stabbed, the more problems you got.
I'm told that if you're working a shift, you can't leave that shift. You're supposed to get off at midnight. So you're getting ready to get out of there. Well, hold on. You can't get off until your replacement shows up.
Bob, and again, until these officers stand up, till you unite, till you get a strong association, we're ready to fight. We've been fighting. And again, if you don't think that we've won some major victories, and one thing we're winning is people who are being fired. We had a guy disciplined yesterday, just the other day. Stupidest discipline. It's one person's word against the other. This one's had a massive record of being very, very good. This is a brand new person. And yet they're going to take this person's word over that with no evidence, with no nothing. And
when they fire you, they call you. Hey, come in here. We're going to talk about your employment. You need to come in. You, the employer, do not get to say anything about what they're charging you with, whether it's accurate or they did wrong, or you did do your count right. You did it right. Show me where I did it wrong. They don't. Well, we don't care. We're firing you.
Yeah.
They won't listen to them.
We don't need evidence. We're going to say, and that's the way it is. And then when they get to court and they walk into a judge, we're here and we say it's so, and that you just take our word, and the judge says, nope, rehire.
Well, that didn't work. It worked there for a while when they started out, but it didn't.
We're winning. People need to know, guys, we are winning, overwhelming. And I mean like 99% of the cases.
Yeah, but JJ, you still got to find another job while you're doing this because they're going to do everything they can to make this go for a year, 2 years.
And that's their whole plan, Bob, is to take you out to the deep water on the state's dime. They're not spending no money. They're going to make you wade out there in that
And
water.
hopefully you'll quit. Hopefully you'll just say I'm through.
Oh, yeah, you're going to give it up. You're going to give it up because don't join OCP, get protection, and don't give it up. But again, guys, you know, we've got to have the support of you to be able to defend you. And again, if we're going to be strong in legislation, we got to have y'all. We got to have some of y'all going to the Capitol because, again, right now, what the Capitol's hearing is Harpe. Now, I will tell you this: Harpe on this prison deal, people finally found out Harpe's a liar, and I will tell you that in the House and in the Senate, Harpe is now a liar, and they know he's a liar. They know the people he has around them are liars, and again. They saw what he did. They talked about firing him. They were at the Senate, actually had a discussion on the floor about firing him. So I wish they'd went ahead and got it done.
Well, JJ, we got just about 2 minutes. So I know it'd be a long time for you to talk, but do you think you could have anything to say in that 2 minutes?
Well, I think that, again, what we're seeing is every week that we've been on here, we've reported anywhere from 5 to 3 deaths. I would say pretty consistently, Bob. Every week we're reporting 5 to 3 deaths. Today we were able to say that there's 2 assaults on officers. I've seen more assaults. I've heard more assaults. You know, I don't see anything because I don't get anything, but we had to depend on people calling in, letting us know what's going on. But Bob, every week we see assaults on officers. We see murders going on. We see all of these problems with the locks, with the facilities. The facilities are falling apart. We see Red Rock coming on that's going to require more people to be pulled out of these facilities. And again,
are they opening up another cell block over there, or what do you call that, JJ?
Yeah, like a pod or
A
something.
pod. Are they opening up more pods over there that's been bad shape?
No, not to my understanding. I mean, I think they're just going to be bringing in some more mental health deals and trying to concentrate everybody. And again, Bob, that's not a bad plan, but come out and say what the plan is and then have a plan. The plan must have, you got to get mental health experts. If you can put all your mental health people in one facility to where now you have all your doctors and all, where you don't have to transfer.
There's no way in the world they could put all the mental health inmates in the same place.
Well, Bob, they already had 18 when Jim
Well,
left.
I mean, but still, there's a whole lot more than that that's got mental health issues.
Well, almost every, you know, you could say every prisoner we got substance abuse is mental health issue. They claim. I don't claim that, but they claim that. But at the end of the day, Bob, you know, I mean, he may have some kind of plan, but who knows what he's got? Because, and I don't think he has a plan. I
don't think he has a plan. I don't think.
I have not seen. Bob, have you ever seen him come out with a legitimate plan? A legitimate plan. What are we going to do? What kind of plan does he have to get officers, recruit officers? So I'm gonna end on saying what we started off. The guy who wrote that letter, I think he encompassed. If you read the letter and you understand what he's saying, we're shorthanded. We're being worked massive overtime. We can't get any time off. We can't get our annual or what we've got coming to us. We never get a day with our family. That's right there. Bad news. That's not a good deal. They're pulling us away, so it's even getting worse. We're even more shorthanded. We're losing our positions. You know, we don't have perimeter. We don't have. So he's saying all of that, and he's saying things are getting scary in here. Things are getting bad. Again, Bob, that's not one prison. That's every prison we got. And that's.
Well, thank you, JJ, and we'll be back here next Friday, same time, same place.
Hey, y'all vote JJ Humphrey, Lieutenant Governor. Spread the word around the corrections. JJ Humphrey, Lieutenant Governor. I'm running. I talked to one of the correctional officers, didn't even know I was running. Y'all spread it around.
Okay, well, have a good day. See you later.